Is it possible to say that one person is better than another? Can I say that my neighbor who lives on one side of my house is better than the neighbor who lives on the other side? How would I know that he is better than she? Or perhaps she is better than he? Is he better because he is a Christian and she is a Muslim? Is she better because she earns twice as much as he does? Is he better because he volunteers at a homeless shelter? Or is she better because she is one of the best singers at her mosque? How do I know? What is the measure of a person? You don't know my neighbors, so we can look at some famous people. What about Judy Garland? Or Jennifer Aniston? Or Kate Winslet? Are any of these actresses good and the others bad? Let us not judge them on their acting abilities, because all of them are or were obviously good at acting. The question is, how were they as people? It is difficult and perhaps completely impossible to judge whether a person is good or bad. How do you measure such a thing? Do we base it on money, status, intelligence, popularity, religious adherence, skill at singing? How do we judge? We need to come up with a precise word that everyone can agree on. The word we will use for judging a person's worth is degenerate. We can find the following definitions provided by dictionary.com. Degenerate, adjective, having fallen below a normal or desirable level, especially in physical or moral qualities, deteriorated, degraded. Degenerate, noun, a person who has declined, as in morals or character, from a type or standard considered normal. Both the noun and the adjective talk about moral degradation, and the adjective talks about physical degradation. But how can we judge moral and physical degradation? Is there a way that we can all agree on whether something is degraded or not? There is a definition that encompasses the concepts of physical and moral decline, and it is objective, so that most people can agree whether a person or a culture is degenerate. In order to properly understand this objective definition of degeneracy, we must look beyond the individual and to the society. And this especially makes sense in the moral realm, because morals usually involve how individuals interact with one another. This objective definition of degeneracy assumes that a culture is degenerate if it encourages actions that harm the physical health of the group. In future videos, we will explore in more detail how the beliefs and actions of a particular culture can be objectively degenerate. For now, however, let's get back to Judy Garland, Jennifer Aniston, and Kate Winslet. Are any of these actresses degenerate? Jennifer Aniston is clearly degenerate. Judy Garland at first appeared to not be degenerate, but as her life progressed, and especially after her death, it was clear that she was degenerate. Kate Winslet is clearly not degenerate. We can apply these definitions not just to individuals, but also to large groups. So let's ask, who are these groups?
So let's think about the average modern degenerate. How do these people live?
In the past, Christians in the U.S. were not degenerate. Today, however, most U.S. Christians are degenerate, but some still are not. Mormons are definitely not degenerate, and neither are Muslims or Orthodox Jews. Reform Jews, on the other hand, are alarmingly degenerate. Modern feminists are usually degenerate, and there was an influential group of feminists in the 18th and 19th centuries that were nearly completely degenerate, and their degeneracy destroyed them. Homosexuals are usually degenerate. Bruce Jenner currently espouses a degenerate worldview, but his actions throughout his life were far removed from degeneracy. Most 21st century white people are degenerate, but most black people are not. I welcome you to join me for the next video in which we look at the objective meaning of degeneracy and why the groups mentioned today are or are not degenerate. I think that you will be exposed to a new way of looking at the world, but I caution you that sometimes it can be difficult to listen to the words of Cheresie.